Hey y'all, and welcome back to lesson 5 of Becoming a Model. I apologize, I'm getting over an illness, so my voice is a little bit raspy, but I'm gonna get through this anyway. So this lesson is all about identifying your model types, and there more than likely will be more than one. And the reason it's important is because it's going to help you with goal setting and direction and vision. And also it's going to help you for booking jobs and casting calls and auditioning for modeling opportunities, because you shouldn't be wasting your time with things that, you for sure won't be able to do. Now, I'm a dream big person that thinks almost anything is possible. So by all means, it doesn't hurt to try to apply to things that you don't necessarily fit. I mean, Adriana Lima is a perfect example of that. She wasn't tall enough to be a high fashion model, but obviously she was a trailblazer, and broke those barriers. And I'm all for that. But with that being said, it's still helpful to identify your model types to give you some vision and to give you some, direction. And so you're not wasting your time and you're booking jobs that are right for you. There's tons of different model types. I'm going to go over some of the types, but nowadays with social media and creativity, the sky is really the limit. So there's probably even more types of modeling to do than I'm aware of. One of the types of modeling is being a petite model. I'm a petite model because I don't meet the requirements for being a runway model because I'm only 5'5". The typical height requirement for runway and high fashion modeling is 5'9". I believe that's still the current standard, but some fashion shows and events might have a lower height requirement. In fact, there was a fashion show event that I was a part of, Miss Fashion Global, where I believe their height requirement was only 5'7" to be a part of the runway model group. Don't quote me on that. I think I'm correct. But at any rate, petite models are shorter than runway models. So petite models can be booked for fashion jobs requiring petite sized models that would fit clothes and pants that are made for women that are considered petite, women or men. There's also plus size modeling. And I actually don't know the exact requirements for plus size models. Again, I do believe, because I have some plus size model friends, and I do believe, and what I've heard is that it can vary from job to job and setting to setting. So it's not always the exact same what the plus size modeling requirements are. But I believe it's models that would be over size 10, I think is what I heard. But again, it depends on the job and the environment, so you'll want to do some research. But it would be considered models larger than the typical or average size. Runway modeling is another type of model where you're doing fashion shows and you're walking the runway and you're doing those kinds of events. There's swimwear modeling, and typically swimwear includes lingerie, but you should be clear on what you want to do and what you don't want to do. Because myself, for example, I really enjoy swimwear modeling, but I won't do lingerie. I'm just not comfortable with it. But you need to decide for yourself what you want to do, but they're both legitimate modeling that you can book jobs for and get paid for. There's fit modeling, which is where you are booked as a model to literally just try on clothes to help the designers fit and prepare their clothing. So you're not actually seen, you're not in print or commercial or on a runway. You are just literally trying on the clothes to help the fashion designers. And I've heard that fit modeling pays really well and it's really fun and easy. There's also fitness modeling, where you can be booked for fitness fitness shows as a fitness model to showcase your physique and your fitness training. You could also be booked for fitness commercials, for example, or fitness athletic wear. I've done a couple of those and I really enjoy it. Bridal modeling is another thing. I've done a few paid modeling events, which I've really enjoyed. And there's obviously fashion modeling, where you're modeling clothes in different types of fashion. There's promotional modeling, where you're hired from a modeling agency or a promotional modeling company, or maybe a client, like a product or a client books you directly as a promotional model. And what you're doing there is you're really just promoting products. I've done some promotional modeling for promoting both alcoholic and non-alcoholic products, and I've done promotional modeling for clothes as well. There's parts modeling, where you're modeling a specific part of your body. I've actually done a commercial for foot modeling. You can do hand modeling, or any type of the body, really. I was a hair model for HSN, Home Shopping Network. So technically that's kind of like parts modeling, but I was booked as a hair model. Beauty modeling is like modeling for your face, for beauty, for makeup. Glamour modeling is thought to be more of like sexy modeling and modeling primarily for men. Men's magazines, think of like, it's very similar to boudoir modeling, where it's very sexy and showing more skin, not necessarily nudity, but boudoir modeling is going to be more sexy and showing more skin, but not necessarily nude. And the list goes on. There's tons of more types of modeling, but now I want you to do an activity. I want you to do a brainstorming activity where first you are going to, so go ahead and get out a sheet of paper, if you would. Take a moment to get a sheet of paper and a pen or a pencil. And once you have your paper and pen, I want you to take a moment and first write down all of the types of modeling that you would like to do. In a perfect world, if you could wave a magic wand, write down as many types of modeling as you would like to do. Okay, go ahead and pause the video if you need more time. Otherwise, we're going to move on. Now, underneath it, I want you to write down, maybe draw a line to show that it's a separate section. And now I want you to write down the types of modeling that you think you would be a good fit for. Like being honest with yourself. When you think about your height, your body shape and size, your look, your assets, your beauty, because we all have our own kind of beautiful. But we're not all perfectly cut out or prepared for every single type of modeling. But the good news is there is something for everybody. Maybe you have beautiful hair, or maybe you have beautiful skin, so you could do skincare products. Maybe you are tall and slender, so you're great for high fashion or runway modeling. Maybe you are into fitness, so you could do fitness shows and you could model athletic wear. Maybe, you love everything to do with weddings and bridal wear. So I want you to write down the types of modeling that you think you would be a good fit for, and be really honest with yourself. And finally, I want you to take a highlighter and I want you to highlight the ideas that showed up on both lists. So the types of modeling that showed up on the list that you would like to do, and highlight the types of modeling that you think you would be good at or that you would be right for. And finally, I want you to highlight a few types of modeling on your desired list that you think might be possible. Like you're not sure if you would be a good fit, but if you're stretching out of your comfort zone, you think maybe I could do that. You know, maybe if I work on my fitness, maybe I could be a fitness model. Or maybe if I learn more about fashion, maybe I could do fashion modeling. And these would be stretch goals, stretch opportunities. All right, and that's it for this lesson. I hope you have a great week.